Hey guys, what is going on? This is Travis P11. I'd like to welcome you back to the channel, and today we're just going to do a general unboxing and overview of the Point JXP10. I know that there are other channels out there that have already shown this at the range and a few other vendors. I was just finally able to get a hold of one of these. I did purchase it more or less locally from a gun store in central Nebraska. YouTube does discourage us from mentioning those places or those prices, so I won't be doing so, but this was purchased out of pocket. It was not given to me. A couple features about the Point that's really cool. They are American made. You do get a lifetime warranty with them, and the one time that I did have to send mine in, I never had any problems at all getting it back, and I was very happy with it. So, JXP10, what are we talking about? Well, very similar in design to the other Points that are coming out, or Points that are currently out. In the box, you do get your manual, you do get the ghost ring sight, you do get your warranty information. Let's go ahead and double check and make sure that the farm is in fact unloaded. It is definitely a beast in terms of size. We'll go through the specifications of the pistol here in a little bit. We'll go to the Point website and tell you the weight and the size and so on. And then also just compare it to the Glock 17 and maybe the Walther PDP, just as kind of comparable size pistols, full-size pistols. Now, I don't have any other 10 millimeters in my collection right now, although ironically enough, my first handgun that I bought was a Glock G20. Would have been a Gen 2 back in the late 90s, I think, or early 2000s. A couple changes that this gun has made so far from previous Points. You do have a different texture, which now uses the company logo on it, which is really cool. Definitely an improvement from the previous texture. This is much more aggressive than what we had before, although there are some aftermarket companies out there that are selling grips that you can purchase. It does have a standard plastic or polymer Picatinny rail underneath, which is cool. You do get a threaded barrel. We'll talk about the barrel length in a little bit. Slide design is a little bit different from previous Points. This one has these serrations in the front and the rear, has a bit of a taper instead of a curve over the top, although it is just a beastly huge handgun. It's not ambidextrous. You cannot reverse the mag release, nor can you reverse, or nor does it have a reversible safety. At least I don't think so. But there is a notch on this side, but it doesn't look like it's possible at this time. Checking out the sights on the top, you do have these orange dots on the rear and a yellow dot up in the front there, if you can see them. It does take a Glock compatible front sight, which is really cool. It does give you some more options. And then on the rear, we do have two little screw holes up in the top here, and that would allow you to put on a bolt-in Picatinny rail and or accessory plate to add a red dot. So Point's going to offer those options pretty soon. It's also compatible with the YC9 sights, which is really cool too. So any of the sights that are compatible aftermarket or from Point, you do have that as an option. All right, so let's give you some information from the Point website with regards to this pistol and what it has to offer. So what Point telling us is that the JXP10 is a full-size frame pistol chambered in 10mm auto. It does have a 5.2-inch threaded barrel, which is standard. New angled slide, again, like I said, Glock front sights. Also the YC9 compatible rear sights. Does have the Picatinny rail. Does share the same magazine as the 10mm carbine, the 1095 carbine, which is really cool. So if you have the carbine or want to get a good rifle pistol combo that share the same ammo and share the same mags, definitely has that as an option to do so. MSRP is $225, and I did pay below that just as a heads up. Again, one more time, barrel length is 5.2 inches, weight is 49 ounces. Capacity is a 10-round magazine, which is standard. There may be Highball brand or Red Ball brand, sorry, not Highball, Red Ball 20-round mags out there for 10mm, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're out there, but you'll have to look around. Overall length is 8.5 inches. Rear sights, again, fully adjustable and red dot ready. Front sights, high-vis compatible with Glock style. Black powder coat finish with new textured panels, and it is available now. All right, so what we're going to do is just go ahead and put this on a scale and just see how well, or just see how much it matches up weight-wise with what Point tells us. They claim 49 ounces. We'll put it in with the mag, without the mag, and then we will go from there. All right, so go ahead and just drop it on the scale and see what we got. Comes in at 2 pounds and about 14 ounces, just a shade under 3 pounds. Okay, so that shows us 46 ounces. Let's go ahead and weigh it with the magazine installed. Again, empty. And that puts you about 3 pounds and 2 ounces. So yeah, we are looking at basically 49 ounces, just like the package says. All right, let's go ahead and take out the mag. Now, let's just check out the trigger and see how good or how bad it is. So again, we are unloaded. Okay, we'll cock it. Oh, it looks like we're gonna have to have the mag to fire. Okay. Okay, it's a little bit notchy. Let's check out the reset. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't check the reset unless we have a dummy round in there, and we don't. So let's just do one more trigger pull. oh man, I'd probably say maybe around 6.5, maybe 7 pounds or something like that. One thing about it, I definitely am gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to maybe sand this down a little bit because that's immediately just cutting right into my hand. So it is just a little bit, that edge is definitely catching in the top of my palm. So we'll sand that down just a little tiny bit. But overall, I mean, fit and finish does really not seem that bad. There were a few people complaining that they had some burr marks on their barrel. I'm gonna have to, it's got a little bit of grease on it. Definitely gonna clean that off. We are gonna do a full cleaning video on this pistol. I mean, these are not that much fun to disassemble, but they're not impossible. I probably disassembled much more difficult firearms. We'll take a look at it when we get it taken apart and see just kind of what it looks like inside, maybe check and see if it's been test fired or not. And just a little bit about the ergonomics. I mean, I've got medium-sized hands and it fits my hands well. I mean, you got plenty of real estate here. Even if you had large hands, you'd have no trouble fitting them on here. And again, that improved grip texture is just absolutely awesome. It does have some ribbing on the back and some on the front. So you do get that good grip, even though this is just polymer, it's just plastic essentially. It does fit the hands really well. You've got that simple safety right here to operate, mechanical safety. And for detaching mags, it's such a big grip. I would have to break my grip to release the magazine. But again, not something I can't work with. I do really like it. And you got a nice kind of area down here that you can rest your thumbs on. Plenty of space for that too. So ergonomically speaking, I mean, it's really comfortable. But like I said, the back of the grips are going to need a little bit of sanding because they do dig into the web of my palm. And when you're shooting it, that's just going to amplify the issue. So overall, I think it's going to be fine to shoot. Okay, so first things first, let's just go ahead and compare it to the Walther PDP. As you can see, the farm has been cleared, it's unloaded. Okay, I always thought the PDP was a large gun. I mean, this thing feels so light compared to the High Point. I mean, it's just crazy. Let's do a comparison here. All right, so just kind of show them top to bottom. They look about the same, but man, we're looking at maybe like an inch thicker. Let's go and check behind. Okay, show you the top. So lengthwise, yeah, I mean, my PDP's got a 5-inch barrel, but man, you can just feel the weight difference between the two. Very substantial gun. It just kind of dwarfs the PDP. Definitely much thicker. Go. All right, now let's go and check it. Let's compare it to the Glock 17. Okay, G17 Gen 5, it is clear. Kind of set them side by side there. I mean, this just looks darn right thin as a comparison. And again, I always thought the G17 was a pretty good sized pistol, but yeah, just definitely much thicker. Let's check out the top. Put them side by side for you here. So one thing that I do like about 10mm ammo is ever since I had my Gen 2 G20, and now thanks to the internet and just the proliferation of a lot of sporting goods stores, you have a lot more ammo selection than you used to, and the prices are definitely better. So when we do take it to the range, I'm hoping I will have some self-defense grade stuff, like maybe some Hydroshock, some HSTs, or possibly some critical defense. So we should hopefully have that to test. We'll do some chronograph testing and all that fun stuff. So we're gonna do an accuracy test and just kind of a functionality test. We got some 6 Hour, 180 grain full metal jackets. We got some Remington UMC. So I think these are all 180 grain. 180 grain full metal jacket. And then finally some ammo ink, which I've only tested this stuff one time and just like 9mm, never had a problem with it. 180 grain TMC. I think it's just kind of a flat nose bullet is all that is. So we'll try all 3 of these. The ammo ink, if this stuff works, I'm gonna buy more of it because this is only $24.99 a box. So you definitely wanna look around. Ammo prices on 10mm, they definitely vary quite a bit. There's a lot of websites that I go to and look around to try to find the best deals, but this is what we are going to test it with. All right, so let's bring it back for some final thoughts. All right, so if you want to get into 10mm and you don't want to spend a lot of money, you do have some options here, and this is one way to get into 10. Ammo is a little bit more expensive. You know, in some places you're going to spend probably, you know, $30, $40 a box for ammo. Otherwise, if you reload, you know, 10mm is really not that hard to reload. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll take it to the range and test it out, run some chronograph testing with it. It's going to be kind of fun. In the past, I did have a 9mm High Point a long time ago, and also a 45 ACP High Point. And this really reminds me of that 45 ACP just with the heft of it. And I've heard people say that the recoil on this is really not that bad. And I mean, the slide alone probably weighs like 2 pounds, I would guess. So when we take it apart and do the cleaning video, maybe we'll just, for the heck of it, weigh the slide and see what it weighs. But definitely looking forward to getting out there. So this is Travis P11. I want to thank you guys for watching today. Thanks for checking out the channel. Please like and subscribe. Don't forget that we do a little podcast called Caliber Corner on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Central Time. We talk guns and ammo. Make sure that you're there. But in the meantime, I want you guys to have fun, be safe, be watching for the cleaning video and the range test on this pistol. And as you know, we will talk to you soon. All right, guys, take care and have a great one. Bye-bye.